coming, and it was raging, and the wind just set up in their face. Their stability, their part of being stable, all of a sudden just stopped, zip. They said, Lord, did you know there's something going on up here? You have to understand when you're in the midst of something and you don't see any way out, and you have somebody on the back sleep, and you up here, you were stable until the storm came. It was no longer calm. Have you ever thought about that? And then here comes Jesus stepping up. I know you didn't wake me up out of a deep sleep. He looked down and he spoke to the storm. He spoke to the wind and calmed the storm. You remember that? It's almost like he's saying, Master, the tempest is raging. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the billows, yeah. A tossing high. She's like, go ahead, girl, sing the song. But then when you begin to think about it, he said, I'm talking about peace. All of a sudden, peace, be still. Amen? Amen? But they were stable at the beginning until they saw something. Amen? I want to go a little bit further. Go to Matthew 14, 22, 23. I'm taking you somewhere, so I want to do it quickly, but I want to do it with understanding. So when you walk out, you'll be walking around and say, I'm stable. I'm walking in stability. The whole point is to let you know, is let no thing move you. Amen. That's the message for tonight. Let no thing move you. Whether it comes in the form of a storm, whether it comes in the form of a human being, whether it comes in the form of somebody that's close to you as your husband or your wife or your sister or your brother or your cousin or your nanny, doesn't matter who it comes in. Let no thing move you from what God has said. Amen. Amen. Amen? Amen. If he says, peace, be still, why aren't we still? If he says, be stable, keep your eyes, what? Fixed on me. That's what he means. Can I get an amen? Amen. So are we there? 14, 22? Okay, I'm not. I'm getting there. Let's read this. Amen. 14, 22. And I'm going to read it really, really quick. Now, this is when Jesus walked on the water. Everybody know about the story of Peter, right? But I want to read it. Sometimes we just take the word of somebody and don't read it for yourself. So I want you to read it along with me as I read it. Immediately, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side. While he dismissed the crowd, come on, everybody read it. You may have different interpretations, but still read it. Number 23, after he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. It's a ghost, they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid. Lord, if it's you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. He said, come, he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, wait a minute, everybody say it again. But when he saw the wind, let's say it again. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink. Cried out, Lord, save me. Did y'all get that? Yep. And then immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. Immediately. He was stable. He was fine. None of the other disciples got out of the boat. Talk is cheap unless you're doing it yourself. They did all this talk in the boat, and Peter said, I ain't scared. I'm going to get out and walk on the water. I'm going to meet him. Once they realized, and Jesus said, it's me. Come. Don't be afraid. Peter, everybody else saying, I ain't getting out. I am not stepping out of this boat because they're looking at what might happen, and it hadn't even happened. Do you understand? Peter said, well, I'm doing it. He stepped out. He said, bid me to come to you. He said, come on. And he started coming. He was fine until he did what? When he saw what he was looking at, all of a sudden everything changed. Because his eyes, as long as he kept his eyes fixed on Jesus, he was fine. But the first opportunity, the first chance he got to take his eyes off Jesus, everything changed. Everything. He was no longer stable. His stability, he started just doing this number. All of a sudden, what was straight up was no longer. Can I have one volunteer for me? Come on, Mr. Watchman. I just love it when you volunteer. I'm going to turn you.
Okay. Which way?
No, I'm just going to turn you. I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep on turning you. I want you guys, I'm going to keep on turning, keep on turning. Please don't fall off the steps. I'm going to keep on turning, I'm going to keep on turning, keep on turning, keep on turning.
I feel like I'm still turning.